G'day legends, Atron here, back for some interesting guild wars at the moment. This is actually my third time recording this because I was having so much trouble with these new Empower heroes that I had to change my setup and I started the video again because I was like 8 minutes on the first base. But I did find something very, very interesting that is going to make it a lot easier. So I was using Athene for mic there, but my same setup as per normal. So we'll just quickly go through that setup once again. For me anyway. For you guys, that's fine, but Mike is just on 5 Vite, 10 of 10. He's got Deflect on him, so 9% chance to deflect 100% damage. That's what I'm about. Ideally, I would have the best option, I think, for this would be 8 of 8 Flame Guard Mike and a 5 Vite Crest. So he is in, it doesn't really matter what he's in. So he's just in Axe. He's not there. What I actually will do is put him in, I'll take Waller out. So I'm using Waller, and we'll put him in a little bit more health, so he has more health to deflect. Where is Mike? Where is Mike? Did I go past him? Oh no, he's in Axe, isn't he? Okay, so I was having a lot of trouble with the Athenes on that top base anyway, so kudos that all auto proccers, that range seems to be fairly global on defense, so that's super annoying. But we're looking at the heroes we're rocking with. Mike for this top base, I'll see if I can use him in further ones. Same standing crew, Anubis with the Doom Ballon, Heartbreaker 5 Vite, and Axe, Ronin 888, so everything there is 8 skill, 8 scorch, 8 Phoenix Pet, Revive, and Goblet of Life. Now, we've got Rockno rocking on some Speedy Boots, and I'm just putting him basically stun immune. So I want him being as stun immune as possible, but getting into the fray as soon as possible. So Burning Plate does help, and increased attack speed's irrelevant. So trees there as per normal. So let's get into it. Now, Athene was such a problem. It took me probably 2 videos worth of, 8-minute tries, just including intro and doing other things. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just try and do this. So we drop Mike, and then Athene kills herself instantly, along with Gunslinger there as well. So happy days. My copters are down. My stupid Athene empowering everyone else is down. My Ronin is going to be fine to do whatever he needs to do without barely any interact. So he can actually go from this side, but I really want him probably to stack on a hero. So this base all of a sudden just became so easy because, well, maybe that was a War God accuracy Athene, and I don't know how Gunslinger died. I mean, I did have Deflect on that mic, but you know what? This had saved me a lot of time. So let's just do this. Don't even have to worry about spamming troops all that much. All I got to watch out is for Frank and Waller procs, so once they get high energy, but we will do it for Skelly procs too. So, but barely as much trouble as everything else was giving me before. So without that Empower, like all of these heroes just become almost useless as Guild War defense heroes. So they are not nearly as good because they're not proccing all the time. So they're not your standard heroes you would have on Guild War's defense. So as soon as Athene is gone, maybe that should be the tactic. Kill Athene, focus on normally dropping. So that Mike, 5 Vite. You don't think he's even 100 inscription, but it's not really about that. It's about, so don't forget that last one. I guess nothing is auto proc enough, so troops can finish it off if the worst case scenario. But we're dropping a Rockno. He's going to go in. Yes, he is. He's going to bust up all these buildings, but he got ruined by something. Who knows? So now nothing's auto proc, so we're going to put Heartbreaker over the wall. Oh, Frank, you're killing me, Frank. I got to remember that his auto proc is just killer. So alright, so Anubis going in, let's just put him as further away as possible, get as many procs off as we can. Alright, so he's going to kill the base on his own, no stress, no questions asked. And then once he dies from, man, look at that. Those heroes are punching out a packet. Okay, so that was the first base down. Let me reset and we'll be back for this base. We got an Empowered Athene. we're going to change my setup back to Athene. So Empower Athene is there, but it's a much simpler setup, but we will still try and look at using Mike. Anyway, be back momentarily. Alright, so we have reset the troops, we are ready to roll. I will keep an eye out on Speedy Boots Rockno, or Sprint Crest Rockno versus Revite Rockno. I think in the instance in that other base just before, if he was healing straight away walking in, he may have got 1 or 2 more procs off, because he died fairly quickly. So, let's get rid of a totem, that's fine, it's going to be pretty obvious. Now, where is Athene? She's going off, so where's her Empower? Where's her Empower? She's there, so let's drop Mike and see what happens when she procs. Mike... no, he died straight away, so let's see if I can maybe get that a little bit better. Obviously, I don't think it's as important in this scenario because they're all bunched together and they're not offering, or not offering, they're not blocking any exits and stuff like that. It shouldn't be too hard to get what's in the corner. So nothing's in the corner. It's just, this guy doesn't have, oh, he does have 5 bases, so it shouldn't be too hard to just get her attention. But if she's not full damage, it might not work anyway. So Skelly's there, he's going to proc off straight away. Mike goes in, didn't touch her. I don't think it touched anything. So this tactic is probably not going to work so well, whereas the other one, it was just Athene, and that's all I had to deal with. No Skelly procs or anything like that. We'll try. We'll just go through a few more because it'd be interesting to see how fiddly it would really be getting into it all. So there's a little hole there. So I'll probably use that one instead, to be honest. So we're just gonna drop. We want to drop Mike fairly early so that Skelly isn't like totally. And it doesn't even affect her. So in this one, she doesn't obviously have enough damage for it to warrant anything. She's not even losing damage. So what we will do is we'll ditch Mike for this one because he doesn't offer us anything besides that initial suicide run, and we'll pop Athene back in for that spread of damage, because that's what we are intending to do with her, and it should be an easier than that last one, definitely. I mean, that was probably the toughest base I've versed in a while. I haven't spent more than 5 minutes on, you know, a lot of bases, and I spent nearly 15 minutes on that one. So kudos to that guy. Well played. Now what do we got? Where do I want Ronin to go? He's going to be getting jacked by everything anyway, so try and pull him away from the Athene. So we'll drop him over here. And so he'll go and target one of them. Get rid of these copters. Obviously, we're going to try and keep as many of these copters going, and all the procs. Got to watch the Skelly proc. Got to watch. What's the other proc we got to watch? That's about it, I think. Anubis, I guess. There's no Waller in here. So 22%. He's about to get wrecked when he goes in the middle though, but that percentage will jump up a lot higher. So the accuracy on that Athene is obviously not as high as the other one. So boom, we went 51% straight away, which is fine. The outskirts of this, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be jumping on the cooldown. I'll be dropping Athene and Heartbreaker over the wall here, so they hit all of the inside damage. Rockno will deal with the outside, which I will drop Rockno first, so he goes in and, you know, takes copter damage and stuff like that. So probably in this scatter for Rockno, and then if I need, I'll drop Anubis over here. There's no outside buildings I need to be aware of. Nope. So, and then while Rockno is down here, Athene and Heartbreaker will make work of this middle section that's left there, and then Anubis will simply clean it up. We've got Tree for backup just in case, but, you know, as you do. So, Speedy Boots, and then lots of troops, lots of troops, lots of troops. Heartbreaker, Athene, lots of troops, lots of troops. So they're going in, a lot of damage there, as pretty much textbook to what I thought would happen. Rockno cleared that section, they cleared the middle section. Anubis is now going to go in. Where is Gunslinger? See, this is the trick. I can kind of pull Gunslinger, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. So 80%, he's going to be fine. Also, we can try and pull them when they... Okay, I wasn't even looking at the... He's done. He's done. So, in a bunch section, Athene is not as effective. Obviously, I found that other base a lot harder. So we'll be back in a momentary for the next one, and we'll keep going. Alright, so third one in now. I haven't even checked this base out. I really only checked Purgatory's top two, and this looks like he's in attack mode. Yes, it does. So this will be a fairly easy pickings. That's fine. Yeah, it's just target practice, I guess. So really bad for minnow bombing out there. Obviously, if this was a normal base and you're minnow bombing, you would just minnow bomb the crap out of this base. So this is going to be fairly basic. There's not a lot to it, guys. You've seen this before. I was more interested in highlighting the Empower. Empower runs this session, so definitely something to take away. Especially myself, I learned some stuff this Guild Wars too. How to deal with Athene maybe a little better. How I can work on that with Mike or Atlanticor especially. So he could wreck that Athene. If Mike could do it, there's no reason why an Atlanticor with, I don't know, with some speed and some 5 Vite on him won't destroy the Athene. So it looks like Ronin is just going to kind of do his thing right now. Is he? Is he going to die? So he's going to die, that's fine. Rockno goes in for... Where's Rockno going to go? Rockno can go over here. Heartbreaker, Athene. Oh. Yeah, cool. Let's just try and not get some gems. So who do I lose? I didn't lose Athene, lost Heartbreaker. She always dies fairly quickly. Cool. Alright, on to Purgatory. So let's do that. We'll get them rocking and rolling. Alrighty then. So last two from Purgatory. Where is he? Is this him? I think this is about his might. No. Would you? I don't know if he has... I don't know where Brucey is. Where are you at, Brucey? I'm hollering at you. Ah, there you go. Oh no, that's would you snowball me? There you go. Good old Brucey. With his legendary... oh no. Okay, let's not do that. So, with his hut out there. But what's going on, Brucey? Alright, so let's just jumping straight in there. Athene Empower. So earlier today, I came to this base and I was checking it out, and I looked at this Athene, and I was looking at this Anubis, and this Anubis was not getting energy from anything. So I'm assuming all the energy is coming from Athene, and now these people up here are also getting Athene energy as well. So I believe, oh, that's just Gunslinger. She's got inbuilt Empower. Yeah, so definitely, it was probably just a visual glitch on my behalf, but we'll see how it goes. So some bombs there. Wanting to probably stay away from the Athene. I can deal with Walla, I can deal with Skelly as Ronin a lot easier than you can deal with the 25 hits pounding on you, especially if it's damage and accuracy. You're going to get hurt. And as I saw in that other top base from Black Onyx, that Frank was definitely throwing out some wild cards if you forget to drop your troops. And if you're over 50% and that happens, it happened a couple of times in the videos I didn't post because I wasn't doing very well. Yeah, you could all be over. You could lose 2 heroes and you've got no area damage left. So looking at it, I don't know. I'm probably going to go against Skelly and Walla, to be honest, because that's generally what I want to do. So, alright, so I got Aries, which will stop Scorch. So we'll go from the other side. Pretty simple. Shouldn't be too much to this, so long as we're dropping enough troops to deal with everything. But level 7 arrow towers are definitely going to go affect everything here. So we're going to have to keep up the smash buttons here and make sure Walla procs and Ronin and Skelly procs are not going on my Ronin. So, oh, he goes down and he hits Athene and it's all over. So, I wonder what this Athene is actually running. So, this will be a good indication of how well my... Oh no, that's totem. Nope. Alright, so Mike. How well the Mike is going to be able to deal. And I will definitely put that on him for this. I used to love doing that for minnow bombing, made minnow fast, made Mike fast. We'll find out what kind of Athene this is in just 1 second, I think. So he's going in. Yep, drop him. Oh, see you later, Athene. Bye. So yeah, once again, super easy way to deal with Athene. Stop that Empower, stop that auto proc ridiculousness that IGG decided to bring out. Obviously, everything has a counter, and then a lot of people have a maxed. Actually, if that's the case, or depending on what he is, I probably want to drop Ronin down here. So, obviously, Anubis is going to be annoying. Skelly, because you're not going to be able to, if he's high accuracy Anubis. I suppose that's where Sharpen would come in handy for an Anubis on base. If you want to deal with, if you wanted to make him accuracy traits, which seems ridiculous, but you could do that, and you could just put a Sharpen on him, which would, and put him in I for Guild War defense. I suppose that would be a pretty good way to make a better use out of your Anubis for like these Ronin bombing things and to help with that Empower. So he's having no trouble with this Rock, no trouble with this Anubis, and I should probably slow down on the troops 50%, but we've still got bulk areas that we've got to look at and deal with. So obviously I really want the towers to be done. They're the hardest thing, especially if they're all 7s. They're the ones that are going to affect you the most. Now we have chewed through 300 troops almost, so do be aware you do want a couple of troops to lure when you drop your other heroes. So we've got enough damage anyway that I'm not too worried, and happy days. We'll just keep going. He'll get hit, he'll miss, he'll die, something like that. Alright, so Town Hall's down. That's nice. I reckon he'll probably finish the base. I won't have enough time, but I don't think he's going to die down here. So what I might do is drop my... oh, here we go. Is he going to heal back up with Goblet? Yeah, there's a couple Goblet hits there. What I might do... Alright, so we've only got 3 angles now. We've got 3 heroes, so I'm going to put Rock, I'm going to put Heartbreaker, and then I'm probably just going to drop Anubis after that, and now I don't have to... Oh no, we got 2 sections, so now I don't have to gem anyone. Cool. All done, except Heartbreaker, who dies all the time. Alright, so Mike versus Athene, coming at ya. So take that into account, guys. Your high damage and accuracy Athenes is probably going to not be so good, especially when you can have a flying Mike jump over the wall and crush your Athene, as it seemed. Like, it did not take much effort. In the earlier one, you saw that the Gunslinger and the Athene both blew up, so there's a lot of damage pumping out from Athene, a lot. So, but that comes with the downside of being deflected back to you. All right, I'll reset and we'll punch this last base. Alrighty, last but not least, Purgatory's second top highest might here. So Athene coming at ya. So definitely going to be charging my mic in again, seeing how well that works for me. Now, what I do want to look at, just to make everyone aware, so we've got Waller over there, we've got Athene here. Athene is definitely reaching to the other side, so I'm not sure exactly what her range is, but it seems to be fairly large for at least this area, so half the map, whereas maybe they increased it, but I swear it wasn't that high a little while ago. So bulk troops, I don't know what's going on here. Who's the 40 is the guy looking here, so I have no idea who that is, but that's alright. What's up? And alright, so wait for Athene to proc, her energy to go back up, and then we're going to drop Mike, and then he's going to go over, he's going to get ruined, because I need to wait for Rockno to I need to wait for Rockno to maybe not proc. That would be a thing, or just take Mike in from the lower point. So where can we can drop Mike there. Should probably fix that up, bro. So you have to drop out here, at least it's a little bit longer. So the thing you got to take into account with all these Empower, you got to wait for everyone to proc. So, you know, Skelly's going to proc, so Athene's procking, Rockno's procking now. You get a couple of troops because Skelly's auto proc, so as long as he can survive that first thing. And then we're just going to drop Mike. And she's going to wreck herself again, but she's got... Oh, mate. Waller heals, and she's got revive. So, alright, we learn an easy counter to the counter. If you put Athene in revive, much, much, much harder to deal with her, especially when she then empowers back up and Waller heals her back up. So, you're going to have to be looking for, you know, maybe some nice RNG for you. She dies and then dies again, which she did, but she heals like straight away. So, yeah, all of you Empower Athenes, maybe I should just edit this out. All you Empower Athenes, put revive on, I suppose, unless you've made her Empower a talent with something else. So, but that's gonna be a lot more effective. Let's put all these shit over here. Grab the copters. Mike, are you going to die? Nope. So he got stunned. I'd just like to see if like it will go past the point of the revive and she'll still die, but I suppose she loses her proc and so she'd have to start procking again. Maybe. Yeah, she's down once. And then... not really working out. So maybe we'll have to just ditch that tactic because she gets healed straight away from this Waller. And no one else is going to die. That is for sure. So... where's the best angle to hit her? I can probably go down below, but it's a lot of range for Mike to walk, if that's the case. And then he loses less value on his proc. She's still hitting the range over there, so that's fine. And we kill her. Okay, perfect. So what we did there, you would have seen, Athene comes down, and because her range is massive, Mike is just here on this bottom, and he's able to go over that wall, and still on the outskirts of her proc, crush her down, hit that revive, and then, well, and then die again. So, alright, so we did a little bit of niche. I'm glad it took a little bit more time there to figure that out. So, on the burst. Alright, probably just going from the top now. It becomes now it just becomes an easy, normal Ronin bomb. So I'm not sure what everyone else is doing as far as their crests. I'm assuming they're changed a little bit if they are getting affected by Empower Athene, allowing her to do whatever she does. So, alright, so 200 troops, still a fair bit of troops, that's fine. Dropping targets, drawing them all out. Once Athene gone, man, all of these bases become way easier because they're not your standard Guild War Defense heroes. So definitely found Frank a nightmare to deal with, only because if he does hit, if he's high accuracy and damage, he will go through and crush Ronin. He'll constantly hit Ronin. So, but this base all of a sudden, once Athene's gone, is almost useless, I suppose. Like, as far as Ronin bombing goes, it's not like anything, it's not anything tricky after the fact. So, but, you know, if I didn't spend a little bit of time on the base before and spend 20 minutes trying to figure out how do I deal with this Athene, I would have walked into this base and still had the same deal. But, you know, it looks like Athene really needs to be placed in the middle of the base, for the best opportunity on defense, because otherwise you can have this happen. Mike, he's just 5 fight 10 skill. He's not even flame guard. Like, he's not even a flame guard Mike. So after that, he's probably gonna, you know, people with flame guard Mikes and 5 bite crests will just crush any Athene, I would assume. So Rockno going in, Rockno to Rockno, that's fine. Heartbreaker down the bottom. and then she'll deal with most of... Oh no, she got hit by a totem. That sucks. Lost all of her energy before she could hit it. But that's alright. That's okay, because we've got Anubis, and he'll deal with the rest of the buildings. So, bit of an extended Guild Wars session today, but I did go through a lot more explanation on all of this Empower stuff and how you can potentially get around it. Granted, my team was free to play, so I did not use Skelly throughout this thing, so happy days. I think we're catching now 20-34, so it'll be a tough match. I know they're a bit salty for those couple of guys that didn't do their Guild Wars last time. It was a very, very close battle between Purgatory and us, but granted, we are considerably... Oh no, not anymore, but we still less might, but that's alright. So I don't know what's going to happen in the end of this. We've still got a fair few people to run. I don't know how many people they got to run. See how close this is going to be. This scores will be like 150, I think. 155 to 160 to win today. So, they still got a fair few there going high mights as well. One of their highest as well. So he hasn't done anything yet. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'll be at work by that time, so I'll wake up on my break and be like, oh, we won or we lost. So, I know you're out for a vengeance, Purgatory, but thanks for starring, and I guess you guys can just go over it and look at all this Empower videos. If you're interested, I do have some clips which I can post in like an unlisted sense in the comments about that top base and how much trouble I had with it. If anyone's interested, I can just do a real easy sort of upload for that. But let me know in the comments. It's not that hard to do. I'll just post a link and you can see the trouble I went through in the RNG sort of strategy to what worked and what didn't work when I eventually got to that Mike versus Athene. So anyway, guys, as always, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video. Enjoy.